Hello YouTube, this is Sonic Brawler 15, and today we're gonna finalize this conversation for real on part 2. And I'd like to start it off with another exclusive report from FGN. It's read as follows. Yesterday we published a news story about the future of Sega's model series of arcade boards. Today we would like to follow up on how this will impact Sega's consumer business. We asked our source in Japan whether Sega shall be getting back into consoles ever again, and he told us that Sega shall remain a third-party publisher for the remainder of this generation, and also the entirety of the next generation. That alone, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even have to read the whole story, that alone already tells you that Ringedge isn't coming. It's coming from the only source which you all believe in. The only source that you have to fall back on. So, yeah, shit, I lost a train of thought here. Damn you, anger. Let's see. However, halfway through the next console cycle, Sega shall evaluate the financial feasibility of shrinking out of the Model 4 or Model 5 into a sub-$500 consumer game box. If possible, then Sega shall return back to the business it once was the undisputed worldwide leader, and the date of the launch of the new system would be anywhere between 2017 and 2019. Even though I should have stopped back after they said they weren't going to enter this or next generation, really 2019 kind of seals the deal. So honestly, I have a strong feeling that there won't be any consoles in 9 years. At the rate computing power climbs, I'm seriously doubting. Browser capacities are getting higher. They can run smoother. It's coming. It's inevitable. Pretty soon everything will have to go digital. So really, I don't have to explain myself. If you want an explanation, I don't have to. This article says everything. They're not coming back. End of story. Now on to this Model 4 crap. Now, the Model 4. While I loved the Model 2 and the Model 3, I don't want the Model 4 coming out till the Ringedge and Ringwide have outstayed their welcome. Ringedge has Border Break out in Japan, official release. I'm not sure if Shining Force Cross has been released already. I've only seen the tutorial videos and the opening, but no official people like sitting down and playing it, or not too many of them actually. And the Ringwide has gotten Sega Racing Classic, which has made it to the United States in select arcades, but that's about it. See, now if any of you go and look up the Sega Europa R, you could easily come to me and say, but the Europa R only had one game, and that was Sega Rally 3. Yes, the Europa R had one game. It had one game for a reason. Money. The Europa R's estimate costs to assemble one of them was around $30,000. Hence the reason why Sega wasn't too keen on pushing it, despite its power. The Ringedge and the Ringwide are, at least over in my estimates, based on the parts. Based on the parts that it took to build them, they look somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 each. The Sega Model 4's chip alone, according to FGN, will cost $1,000 to $2,000. If the chip alone costs $1,000 to $2,000, and the whole arcade board is custom built, it's completely new. It's from Sega, the way Sega makes them, not based off anything. Also add to the fact that it will use ray tracing and will get to utilize some few photo mapping skills. See, they lost me after ray tracing, because as far as I'm aware of, I don't believe ray tracing has been introduced into computer-generated movies yet. or computer-generated images for that matter. I don't believe either has been fully introduced. And photo mapping is just, oh my goodness. This board with those types of features alone would already hijack the cost. It would go run off with the money. Anywhere, I'm guessing the Europa R was $30,000. And that didn't have anything special but a powerful GPU. And now they want to make a new board. Considering the Europa R is $30,000 and nowhere near as powerful as they're making the Model 4 out to be, I'd say the Model 4 would at least be $30,000 and would probably extend to $45,000 to $50,000 for assembling. Also due to the fact that it doesn't make sense. There's no reason to release a new board, like I stated, if I did. There's no reason to release a new board when your current boards haven't even reached their peak and haven't even been out for a year. Unless the Ringedge and the Ringwide totally bomb and everybody ignores them, then perhaps you can go on to the Model 4. But if they're doing fine, there's no need to introduce some sort of super powerful futuristic board. There's no absolute need. Where do I have to really go on about this? I'm also saddened by people who have actually started to believe this again. I've had one person, I believe there's one person on the Sega of America forums that has actually believed that they're making an actual Model 4. There's an actual person on NeoGAF that believes that Sega's making a Model 4. And Make Dreamcast 2, our ever so famous video maker, has actually, to me, from my perspective, as far as I'm getting his position, he's jumping on the bandwagon. Now, I don't know why it makes sense to jump on this that they're making the Model 4 if they're telling you that everything they've been telling you is a lie so far. Honestly, there's nothing. You all took it for granted without any sort of hardcore evidence whatsoever. If I told you that Sony, all those losses that Sony had made, or had lost, my goodness, had lost. If I told you that those were all lies and that Sony had actually been making hundreds of billions of dollars in profit and hiding it from the world, and that was an exclusive from a site called the Sony Game People, or some crappy name, would you believe me? I swear, I hope to God that you wouldn't. Because if you do, you really shouldn't be commenting and flaming me. This is all I'm really going to say on the matter. I'm officially convinced that it's not coming. I really hope that I may have changed your mind, or at least gotten you to think more clearly. Because I'm tired of this right now, and I want it to end. I want the truth to come out. So, YouTube, this is Sonic Brawler 15 signing out, and you can commence the flaming if you wish.